From the early 1900s, when it was just a place to gather, to the 1950s, when the amusement park was born, to the farewell announcement.
A sad day? It is for me. It's a tough day.
Now the gates will close one last time at the Myrtle Beach Pavilion, putting a lock on memories, leaving uncertainty about the future of the downtown area. Tonight, we say farewell to the Myrtle Beach Pavilion. Good evening and thanks for joining us for this special edition of the Weekend Report. It has been a day of mixed emotions in Myrtle Beach, the last day of thrills and memories at the Myrtle Beach Pavilion as the Grand Strand gets ready to say goodbye. Lee McLaughlin spent the day in the park and she will share with us some memories of this last day. And Mike Essian will join us from thoughts from nearby business owners. And then we're going to take a look back at the pavilion. It was not always a theme park. And then WPDE's Jim Heath talked with Myrtle Beach Mayor John Rhodes. Some tough talk from the mayor about the future of the pavilion site. The last ride, it was a chance for thousands of people to spend one final day at the 58-year-old amusement park. So many people that the park sold out by early this afternoon. WPDE's Lee McLaughlin is live at the pavilion with more on the last ride. Lee?
Well, Joel, from the looks of it, today could have been all about beautiful weather, rides, games, and fun foods. But for the people visiting the pavilion for the last time, today was all about saying goodbye to a place they've made memories and had many happy times.
Ever since we were 2 or 3 years old, probably. So we've seen it grow, and we brought our kids here, and it's just Myrtle Beach to us.
When the Patton family talks about their years coming to the pavilion, they're talking about their whole lives.
I've been coming here 11 years. Since I was 1.
Most kids say they come for the rides.
The sleigh ride.
What is that? Tell me about that.
First it goes forward very fast and then stops and goes backwards. The Mad Mouse.
Tell me about that. I think we rode on that.
Well, my sister, when I was about 6, she got me to ride on it for the first time.
Today, 4,000 kids and adults will take the last ride, including Ruth and Joe Stiers.
It's just going to be special. It's going to be something to always remember. We're here on the very last day. We got one of the last rides.
But the pavilion is also special to the Stiers because they hung out here the first night they met.
You know, in the beginning, Myrtle Beach was the pavilion.
And many people still think that way. They say without a pavilion, to them, there really isn't much to Myrtle Beach.
I don't know that we'll have much reason to come into Myrtle Beach proper anymore. This was just part of our vacations.
I'll probably just go to Florida.
Do what?
Go to Disney World.
Well, just as a reminder, the doors for the pavilion close at 8 o'clock tonight. But for now, we're live in Myrtle Beach. Joel, back to you.
All right, Lee, thanks. The pavilion hasn't always been the amusement park that we know today. The first pavilion was actually a one-story wooden structure built back in 1908. It had many purposes, including an entertainment center, a dance hall, a town meeting hall, and even a church on Sundays. In 1920, that building burned to the ground, and it was replaced by a two-story pavilion. It was there that shagging became the hot new beach dance. That building also burned. And in 1948, a new pavilion made with reinforced concrete went up. A traveling carnival was bought and put on the west side of the original building, creating the Pavilion Amusement Park. More rides were added over the years, including the trademark carousel and the 1902 German pipe organ. And then the announcement was made in March of this year that the pavilion would close. The pavilion has been entertaining families for many generations on Ocean Boulevard and creating millions of memories along the way. The pavilion as we know it today began in 1948 with a bathhouse and not much more. But in those days, the general manager's brother happened to be a carnival entrepreneur. He brought in a merry-go-round and a Ferris wheel, and the rest is Myrtle Beach history. In those early days, the pavilion was popular with blue-collar workers from the Carolina textile mills who would bring their families for 4th of July weekends and summer getaways.
From there, the college and high school kids started coming. The Chamber of Commerce got rolling in the early 50s and began to promote and advertise Myrtle Beach. And of course, the pavilion became the heartbeat of Myrtle Beach.
Jack Thompson was 13 when he started working at a souvenir photo shop in the pavilion. In the old days, he says, there was no alcohol allowed, and the park had more of a family atmosphere. Today, the amusement park offers something for everyone. The park has 40 rides, including the 110-foot-tall Hurricane, the largest roller coaster in South Carolina. What will happen to the rides and attractions is unknown, but the Burroughs and Chapin Company says it will try to keep the pavilion's memory alive through its new development. Company officials say the amusement park has sold over 1.7 million cups of ice cream over the years, and so many hot dogs have been sold there since it opened that if they were laid end to end, they would stretch more than 83 miles. With the pavilion's growth through the years came business growth across ocean front. Restaurants, gift shops, and ice cream parlors popped up all over, quickly becoming part of the boulevard atmosphere. Wpde spoke with business owners today about their future without the pavilion. Mike Essian joins us live with that part of the story. Mike?
Joel, one business owner we spoke with today told us he is cautiously optimistic about his business. He said that attitude is something that's generally shared among other business owners here around the pavilion. Now, John Webster owns 3 ice cream parlors near the pavilion. The parlors have been open for 14 years, and of course, the pavilion has shaped the way they operate. Some owners fear that once the pavilion closes, the number of tourists will drop dramatically, slowing their businesses. But Webster sees things differently.
Well, you know, if you'd asked me that question 5 years ago, I probably would have said I'm going to jump off a bridge. But the more I've thought about it, there's probably 15 venues within the pavilion in the amusement park where they sell what I sell. So, though, that competition will be gone, so it might actually be a plus for me.
Webster said when the pavilion leaves the beach, it will also take with it that family atmosphere that many know and love. He's just hoping that it doesn't take away his business. Webster said the times are changing and gone are the days of watching kids as they wave their arms in the air coming down the roller coaster. Now it's the businesses that are up in the air as to how things